What's going on, guys? Welcome to 100% Chelsea for your Chelsea versus Middlesbrough preview. If you've watched Slash Football, you'll know who these two guys are. I go to university with Diego and Josh, and we managed to play alongside Dennis Wise, which wasn't too bad. If you haven't seen that, there'll be a link down in the description. But guys, Chelsea versus Middlesbrough tomorrow. You're doing a watch along for me.
Yeah.
Blues box. You know, we've obviously been playing well. International break's over. Diego Costa and Hazard look like they're back from their potential injuries and their respective injuries.
Yeah.
You know, I'm guessing it'll be the same team going into that we've used over the past 5 games.
Yeah.
How are you feeling going into it all?
Anxious, depending on how the results go today.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Middlesbrough is going to be a tough game, especially away. Away record is decent, but not as strong as our home record. But yeah, definitely same. I'm guessing Conte, same team.
What do you think, Diego?
I think it's going to be a tough game. Obviously, Middlesbrough drew against Man City a couple of weeks ago. They were 1-0 down, and then they scored in the last few minutes of the game. And I think Chelsea will have to play like they did in the last couple of weeks, and they can't really, be like big time when it comes to playing against smaller teams. They have to have the same mentality. So, like, if they play Man City, they play Man City. If they play Middlesbrough, they're playing.
Exactly. Anyone can beat anyone in the Premier League. That's the thing about it as well.
Yeah.
And we'll come back to goals and who do you think will score about in a minute. Because obviously we have teamed up again this week with BEGOVIC for you to potentially win 25k. I mean, why would you not want to win 25k? I mean, we could use 25k.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be our student loans and our tuition fees sorted. But you know, we can't exactly win that. But
someone will.
Yeah, someone will win 25k. But we'll come back to that in a minute. But like I said, anybody could beat anybody. George Friend, so the Middlesbrough captain's potentially out. One of their best performers.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of threat. I mean, if you look at how they bought in the summer, I mean, on paper, if you look at Middlesbrough, Brad Guzan's not a bad buy. Victor Valdez, Negredo, to get him from like the Spanish league to come and play.
I believe it all stems Karanka, his contacts, obviously by being able to buy Spanish players. As you say, Victor Valdez, Negredo, like top class. Negredo at one point was at Man City, one of the best.
He was banging him in, wasn't he? He was banging inside. Was it Daniel Sturridge, Suarez, and Negredo, and now Aguero, who was going to be the best partnership?
Yeah. I mean, it might not have worked out probably the way he wanted to go at Man City, but he's rejuvenated his time in England with Middlesbrough, and yeah, he's definitely going to be a big threat. Big threat.
Well, what else are you worried about with the team? Obviously, you mentioned Karanka, obviously with Mourinho's. Was he his assistant manager at Real Madrid? So he was, Karanka obviously knows what he's doing. It's a very strong Middlesbrough side. Overall, the whole idea of, strength and depth and the mentality, and obviously, like you said, they drew 1-1 with Manchester City. You worried about that? Are you worried that we're not going to get to pick up the points that we should be against Middlesbrough?
I mean, we've always seen like Chelsea have played obviously the lower teams, and there's always been an upset. And I mean, depending on today's results, I think Chelsea have to focus. They should focus on themselves and not focus on the opponent. So yeah, there might be an upset. We never know. It just depends on the play.
Yeah, exactly. I think depending on what Middlesbrough turn up, if it's the same team that turns up against Man City and able to get a point, then yeah, very, very tough. But maybe tactical situation is going to have an impact as well. How are they going to set up? How's Karanka going to look at the 3-4-3 that we're playing at the moment? And last week week before the international, with Koeman trying to change something, put 3 at the back, it didn't work for him. And Karanka's going to have to think of alternative ways to get at Chelsea. So.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, okay, let's talk about potential Chelsea 11. I'm guessing we'll run through it. I mean, obviously it's going to be the same thing. If something's not broken, if something's not broken, don't fix it. That's the mentality. If you looked at that team, and we're obviously talking about matching up, and obviously, like you said, Koeman tried to match up with us by playing a 3-4-3 as well. and it did, like you said, it didn't work. It didn't work. And if they try and match up with us, what is the potential battles that could be occurring on the pitch? Obviously, you're going to have quarter-time goal, fairly solid. His eye, I don't know, did you guys see that over?
Yeah.
This, I mean, I don't think that's a worry. He said he's fit, he's fine, so we'll have quarter-time goal. Back three, David Luiz, Aspilicueta, Gary Cahill, potentially Kurt Zouma, but apparently he's more likely to be back and fit for Tottenham. Would you try and fit Kurt Zouma into that back three, or do you think, like I said, if it's not broken, don't fix it?
Well, I know in Conte's pre-match press conference for the Middlesbrough game, he was obviously talking about Kurt Zouma, maybe possibly even putting him in the lower like under 23s or something like that, just to kind of keep him. At the minute, obviously, we know Conte likes to keep his teams the same if they're playing well. Like I said, if not broke, don't fix it. But you've got the back three we have at the moment, but then obviously we still have John Terry and Kurt Zouma as available. Fitting them in and keeping them all happy is going to be difficult because they'll all want to play, especially Kurt Zouma's young. Of course he wants to play, but they're all going to have to wait the time. At the moment, you can't replace the back three if they're not conceding goals. You can't replace them.
Yeah. Okay. So do you agree with that?
Agree.
Okay. So that's your back three sorted. So before midfield, Alonso and Victor Moses are wing backs. Fantastic. Alonso obviously has had a good, nice couple of weeks off. Victor Moses scored 2 for Nigeria in the international break. Looking fantastic. He's a legend. I love Victor Moses. You were with me at the game when he did the backflip, weren't you?
Yeah.
And he did that right in front of you.
It was the opposite side.
It was the opposite side?
Yeah. Because he scored through the channel. Leicester, obviously, what we're talking about, right? Yeah.
Was it Leicester? Yeah.
Leicester 3-1 against Leicester. Yeah. Because it was at the Matthew Harden end, but I was on the opposite side, and then I thought he was going to come round. I was so excited. I thought, come on, Victor, come this side. But no, he went the other side, did his flip, but missed it, couldn't see it, but saw the goal.
It was good. It was good. I mean, let's face it, we can't do that acrobatics, but I definitely couldn't. I mean, that would cause another earthquake. But he's obviously fit. He's ready to play. Him and Alonso, fantastic. Using those channels well. Obviously, giving freedom for Alonso. We'll come on to this to Eden Hazard, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Kante and Matic. As a talking point, could you say the surprise package in terms of a centre midfield pairing, if you said that at the beginning of the season?
Well, I mean, both of them worked hard throughout 90 minutes. Obviously, in the recent interview with Kante, he said that they both have a really good relationship. They work hard together, and he mentioned that if one of them is going forward, one will step back. So that's a good thing for the defenders. But Matic is strong. He's got not the quickest player, but he can still,
he's got
track back.
assists.
He's like the second or third most assists in the league. And what's because I remember we were having this conversation. The first I don't think you were here, but the first night we came, I was talking to Josh about Matic and didn't rate him, didn't think he was that great, and then we all saw it. And then against Arsenal, we were saying exactly the same thing. The three of us were sat here saying that, and then you come off the back of that into this run of form. You look at Matic, he looks rejuvenated. He looks like he's playing like he was when he won the league. And then you see, hold on, he's got the most the second or third most assists in the league on De Bruyne. No one would have said that.
Yeah. What I'm so pleased about with the Matic and Kante partnership is their ability to. Obviously off the ball they're really good. We know that they're able to win the ball back really quickly in dangerous situations. But it's their ability to win the ball back and not step on each other's toes at the same time, because they might want to both go to the same press.
Yeah.
But they've adapted quickly to understand each other. When one's going to go for a press, Kante will cover.
Yeah.
And opposite side for each side of the pitch. And I thought, because I think it was during pre-season or during the early fixtures of the Premier League, they were going. It looked like they were going for the same, going for the same ball, but they've adapted really quickly, and they both have a good understanding of each other and the awareness of each other around the pitch. So,
yeah. Well, that's fair enough. I agree with that. That's actually a really, really good talking point. I mean, if you guys agree, shove it down in the comment section. You know, talk to Josh, talk to Diego, because you know these guys are going to be doing your Blues box / Goggle box sort of thing for the game tomorrow. So obviously they will be talking to you. They can talk in the comments. Obviously, the next thing for us to talk about would be that front three, that Hazard, Pedro, Diego Costa. Hazard and Costa, thankfully, seem to be fit for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Obviously Costa went to the Spanish squad, had a slight groin injury. He's come back, he's rested for 11 days, he should be fine now. Hazard limped off, was it against Estonia, I think it was? Yeah, I think, well, he limped off with an injury, but he said, you know, he went to Twitter and all that, said it's not very serious, he's fine, he's fit. So they're both fit, apparently, for tomorrow. Obviously, there's not really anything to pick at apart from, for me, I feel Diego Costa finishing hasn't quite been up to scratch despite him being the top goal scorer in the league. He could be so much further ahead than everybody else if he finished those opportunities.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that? Obviously, I'm being a bit nitty-gritty here.
Yeah, he's obviously he's been playing really well compared to last season. I mean, last season he had the good seat. He was one of the good players at Chelsea last season, but he did miss a couple of chances against
Everton.
Yeah. But I think that's just being unlucky. Everyone's got that in their career.
I think as well though is that even if they're not coming from Diego, they're either coming from Hazard or they're coming from other areas of the pitch. At one point against Everton, I was talking about the front three, but looking at possible attacking threats, there was a time in the Everton game, if you remember, Alonso pinged the ball back at the edge, at the back stick, and Victor Moses ran onto it. That's fullback to fullback, well, wing back to wing back.
Yeah.
So we've got alternative options should something happen to Diego. Obviously, we don't want Diego and Eden Hazard are fantastic in my opinion. Obviously, Eden Hazard deserved to win Player of the Month this year.
Yeah.
Sorry, this month. But yeah, I think it's unfair to actually just point out Eden Hazard and Diego Costa because Pedro has been fantastic as well.
That's true. Pedro has. I mean, when we brought him in, he had that one game where his first game against West Brom, it was like, this is it. You know, it's brilliant. That's our other winger sorted, or maybe William moves that number 10 position. Hazard, Pedro, and it was right. That's it. Brilliant. Done. Then he's lulled. Then he had that game against Newcastle. Then he lulled again. Conte hasn't used him. Willian obviously went back to Brazil because his mother. And then Pedro stepped in, and Willian can't get back in that team again. I don't understand where this strikers come from. I personally think, I mean, Victor Moses is very direct. Alonso is very direct. You know, they cause threats, but they're covering their back. And I just think it's the fact that now Pedro and Hazard now have that freedom. They're liberated going forward. I mean, I don't know if you saw it, but Pat Nevin did something for the BBC. And he was saying, you know, Hazard is often further forward than Diego Costa is because Alonso has got that left wing covered.
Yeah.
And the liberation that's caused, obviously he's one player of the month because he's been so good. Pedro, like you said, can't be undermined. He was fantastic as well, and he is fantastic at the minute. You know, that's just a threat. And the overall team structure, I mean, I was being nitty-gritty with Diego Costa, I just can't think of a weakness in that team where I'm sort of there going, this is potentially where it could go wrong this week. I mean, is there anything you've seen, or do you think you've got something?
Well, no, it's just there seems to be a pattern at the moment with like there's front threes going about, like with Liverpool have theirs, Barcelona have theirs, Real Madrid have theirs. We're starting to build our a front three that the teams are fearing now. We look so dangerous on the break, and yeah, maybe Diego Costa probably could have finished a few goals, finished more chances last fixture against Everton, but got on the score sheet, top goal scorer, right?
He's top goal scorer.
Top goal scorer as well. Eden Hazard is scoring, Pedro assisting and looking dangerous, like his turn. Remember his Cruyff turn.
That was good.
Yeah, again, the thing is, if there was a situation during the Middlesbrough game where Pedro might be, I don't know, a bit inconsistent or in the game, or might not reach to the full potential that he has during that game, then we've got alternative options as well. Like Oscar's fit.
See, I don't think Oscar fits well into this team. I think Oscar is, if you look at the list of players, apparently there's 4 players that Conte wants to get rid of.
I saw it. Yeah.
And it was Fabregas, Ivanovic, Oscar, and John Mikel. Oscar, when I was speaking to people last season, apparently Ivanovic don't want to be sold, don't know him, he's going to be the face of the club for the future to come. That's why he's in all the posters, that's why he's in the magazine, because he's the image for Chelsea. That's what he's brought to be. He's brought to be that marketing tool. And obviously, the big thing about being that marketing tool was he had that potential, and we signed him from that. It was International Sample from, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So he had that potential. Everyone was saying, you know, he's going to be the next big thing. He's the next big player. And there was all Oscar versus Coutinho. Oscar versus Coutinho. Coutinho's matured. Oscar hasn't. I feel Oscar was very overhyped. I think he played well in that first season, but he doesn't really deliver regularly. He has those 1 or 2 games where you see flashes, like against Conte's Juventus in the Champions League the year after we won it.
Yeah, that turn.
That turn, banged it in the top right hand corner from about 30 yards out, and it's stuff like that. That goal against QPR outside of the boot near post. You know, he can do it, but he just doesn't deliver. And I just think in this system he doesn't work. I mean, we used it against West Ham, didn't we? And he was playing in that right forward position. He gets pushed off the ball. He's too weak.
He is too weak, but he's also still quite aggressive. He's able to charge the ball down. His pressing ability is really good, and I think he's a player that managers love because he can play in so many different positions. Like you said, he was playing in that just off the striker kind of position, but he's also got the capabilities to also play in the central midfield should something happen to Matic or Kante and he didn't want to play Fabregas, because as we all know it's the Fabregas' ability to, again, off the ball, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's probably why at the moment he's not being able to get into the team. But so he's got that versatility, but he's also got the understanding, like the game management. And if Antonio Conte tells him to do something, or any manager for that fact, he will stick to his game management is good, and he will stick to the tactics that he's been ordered to do. So
yeah, agree.
Yeah, you agree? Nothing else you feel? You just think he's okay. What do you guys think? Put it down in the comments. Do you think Oscar could potentially come into this side if something was to happen to Kante or Matic? Leave it down in the comments. We can have a discussion about it down there. But obviously now we've gone through the team. BEGOVIC have obviously offered 25k to somebody if they guess the correct goal scorer on the correct minute. I was very close. Very, very close a couple of weeks ago. It was Southampton, Costa.
Oh yeah.
And he was saved near the post. I was absolutely gutted, but obviously
you've got to be in it to win it.
In it to win it. 25k on the line.
Yeah.
Come on, you two.
Go for it.
What do you think? Minute, goal scorer.
Do you go first?
You go first. Come on. You go first.
Okay. I'm going to go for Pedro on 12th minute.
Pedro 12th minute. Go on.
Alonso. 33rd minute.
That's an interesting shout. I'm going to go Victor Moses, and I'm going to say 40th minute off the back of those 2 goals from Nigeria. But obviously, guys, there will be a link down in the description. Go click on that if you want to join in and potentially win 25k from BEGOVIC. Obviously, everybody fancies doing a bit of that. But guys, obviously, say hello to Josh and Diego. They'll be doing your Blues box tomorrow for Middlesbrough versus Chelsea. Subscribe to 100% Chelsea. All social media links are down in the description for Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter and Instagram. And we will see you guys very, very soon. Take care.